Here is something that people actually don't understand about programming. That programming, writing code for web development, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Python, PHP, no matter what you're using, it's all easy. It's not. It's the language itself is not difficult. Sometimes all of you right there writing the code base, you forget that the language you use, whatever you do with the language itself is very easy. How long does it take to learn JavaScript, right? How long does it take to learn variables, functions, basic object oriented programming, writing some basic code? It doesn't take very long, right? So you got to really ask yourself, is programming really difficult, or there is another thing there, another aspect of it that is making it difficult? When you were learning programming initially, you probably look at the book or the story like, oh, this is easy. Calculations, arithmetic, variables, functions, parameters, it's all easy, right? That's what all of us think. And it's not just programming. For example, it's CSS as well. Um, Writing JavaScript code, it's all in SQL as well. It's all the same. So when you start off, you look at it and you're like, it's not easy. It's not too hard. Like 6 months in, I'll be an expert. So what happens during that time, that once you reach the 6 months mark, you realize that I can't be an expert. Not in 6 months, not in a year, not in 2 years, not in 3 years. What happened then? Why do you suddenly become so unconfident? It's a good question to ask, right? I mean, people start with programming thinking they're going to be X, Y, and Z. They're going to become an expert and earn a lot of money. And then that just doesn't happen. Disappointment, right? That's all you get. So what has happened there, really? This is what happened. Let me tell you very clearly, in simple way possible. You're mixing a tool with a task. So programming language is a tool. The tool is supposed to help you accomplish a task, solve a problem. So don't ever mix a tool with a problem. I think this is very basic and very fundamental thing to understand. There is many tools to do many things, and you can pick any tool that you like, right? But the problem that you get can be very complicated, right? So sometimes, let's say you start building a login page, easy enough, right? But let's say you're building a site that will take you a couple of years to finish, from a start to finish. Let's say you're building a bespoke accounting software that's based on Salesforce or something else. What will you do then? You have learned programming and you think you know enough programming, but you can't build a project. See, you got the tool. Maybe you're an expert with that tool and you know enough, but you still can't finish this project. So don't ever mix two things. Programming itself is easy, but the projects that you pick, the projects that you work on, the tasks that you get are hard. So what do? Once you learn programming, you think you know programming, then you need to focus on the task itself, the field. So if you're working on banking site, and there is a component there, some useless component that you're assigned to work on, then you need to understand the finances, right? If you have no understanding of finances, how are you actually gonna make any progress? Common sense, right? So you will think that you don't have enough programming knowledge, but that's not true. You have enough programming knowledge. You just don't understand finance because you never got the degree. So you just always remember that programming itself is easy, but the tasks that you're dealing with, they can be hard. So you need to focus on the task itself as well, separate from programming. Yes, there is aspect of programming where you have no option, but you need to optimize the code, you need to clean up the code. That's all code. But you need to make sure that you understand the task, the goal, the field you're in before any of that. So always keep that in mind. When I say programming is easy, that's what I mean. Programming itself is easy. Just because you don't understand CRM, how things work, how should work, just because you have never done business, you never been in sales, you never understood CRM, that doesn't make programming hard. That makes the CRM system difficult. The problem that CRM system solves, the problems are difficult, but not the programming language. So always keep that in mind. Hope that helps.